They say the internet never forgets, but what if I told you? There are corners of the web where even time erases itself, where stories exist without origin, where names vanish without trace. And the deeper you dig, the less real everything feels. Tonight, we're pulling at a thread you were never supposed to notice. And once it unravels, nothing will feel the same again. Snapchat was never meant to be permanent. That was the point. A place where images vanish, stories dissolve after 24 hours, and memories are rewritten daily. But in its evanescence lies the perfect environment for secrets, whispers, and untraceable digital hauntings. Unlike traditional social platforms, Snapchat's transience makes it difficult, almost impossible, to document strange behavior, especially when it comes from accounts you never followed in the first place. And that's where our mystery begins, with a user who claimed their story was hijacked by something that didn't exist. In 2015, a user named @MirrorZone93 began to appear on people's friend suggestions. Dozens of users across Reddit reported receiving story notifications from this account, without ever adding them. The snaps were peculiar. First-person views of basements, abandoned parking lots, and hospital hallways. There were no faces, no captions, just slow pans as though someone, or something, was searching. When users tried to screenshot, the app glitched, sometimes crashing entirely. Then one day, all the content disappeared. The account could no longer be searched. Even people who had screenshots found them corrupted, reduced to blank static. No backup, no explanation. Snapchat's response to inquiries? No such account exists. One of the most unsettling reports came from a teenage girl in Oregon who swore she never uploaded a snap, but her friends kept replying to one showing her asleep. The snap, they claimed, was taken from the ceiling. Her room had no such vantage point. It wasn't a selfie. It wasn't a prank. The only lights were moonlight and the glowing screen of her phone. The girl, confused and terrified, checked her memories folder. Nothing. She hadn't saved it, yet multiple people saw it. Later that week, another snap appeared, her brushing her teeth. Only she wasn't holding the phone. After that, she deleted her account. But even without Snapchat installed, she continued receiving blank texts at 3:00 a.m. Another case emerged on a Snapchat thread archived on Pastebin. Several users reported watching a series of 10 stories, posted from an unverified account that went by a single character. Each story lasted exactly 6 seconds. The first was a countdown from 10, with a metronome clicking in the background. Then 9, then 8. As the number dropped, each snap grew darker, blurrier, more distorted. At 1, the screen went black, except for a split-second flash of what looked like someone screaming in a mirror. Within 30 minutes, the account was gone. A Redditor who tried recording the sequence found that his phone bricked entirely the next morning. His video? Never uploaded. Snapchat filters track facial movement using AR, but some users began to notice strange behavior, especially late at night. One filter, the cracked mask, began shifting slightly even when the user wasn't moving. Some claimed it would sometimes detect a second face in the background, even when the room was empty. In one case, a filter labeled a doll on a dresser as a human face and refused to untrack it. After enough reports, Snapchat quietly removed the cracked mask filter. But not before someone screen recorded a session where the mask smiled, even though the user didn't. An urban legend on TikTok tells the story of a Snapchat user named @LookThroughYou, who sent cryptic messages to underage users. The snaps were composed of objects placed in ritualistic patterns: teeth, wire, rotting fruit. One caption read, "What grows in the dark remembers." When a 14-year-old girl asked who they were, the response was a snap from inside her classroom, taken that same day. It was a candid high-angle photo, shot from somewhere near the ceiling. Afterward, strange images began appearing in her memories folder. Videos she never filmed, all centered on her. Her parents contacted law enforcement. The phone was wiped, but weeks later, She received a physical photograph in the mail of herself from the angle of her bedroom ceiling. Some users began reporting Snapchat memories that didn't belong to them. One user described finding a short clip of a deserted train station, labeled with the date August 12, 1983, despite being born in 2001. Another received an alert about a memory from this day last year. The video showed a decaying hallway, flickering lights, and a child's voice whispering a name that wasn't his. Attempts to forward these memories failed. Snapchat support said the images did not exist on their servers and must be user error. Except dozens more came forward, reporting nearly identical ghost clips, each from a different part of the world. A digital artist experimented with facial filters using old family photographs. When run through a Snapchat lens, one image triggered a filter despite having no discernible face. It was a photo of a Victorian house, empty, no people. Yet the app applied dog ears to the third-floor window. When zoomed in, the artist saw a pale outline, almost childlike, peering from the glass. The image was sent to friends, but none could open it. The file corrupted immediately. Snapchat marked it as violating community guidelines and removed the user's account. To this day, the artist keeps a printed version of the image locked away, claiming, "It moves slightly when you stare too long." A short-lived Snapchat account at Ghostfingers posted 3 stories in 2020. The first, a girl walking through a dark tunnel. The second, her standing still, completely silent, hair drifting upward. The third, her screaming. But instead of sound, it was static. Within an hour, the account was banned. The girl was never identified. No reverse image search pulled up anything. Some theorized it was a glitch in AI storytelling. Others believed it was a ritual caught on camera. The strangest part. When mirrored, the final snap contained coordinates, pointing to a forest clearing in Belarus. One Snapchat lens reportedly activated on its own. When users placed their phone down and left it idle, the filter would kick in and begin scanning the surroundings. One user woke to find 200 images taken overnight. Each photo was time-stamped, but none matched the phone's internal clock. More disturbingly, in several photos, there was an extra leg visible beside the bed, just a leg, standing there. Snapchat's safety team dismissed it as a software error, but refused to share technical logs. A common thread in several stories involves time anomalies. Some Snapchat stories have been recorded with impossible timestamps, such as 2:60 a.m. or 0 o'clock. 99. A small Discord group that studies digital glitches collected hundreds of screenshots featuring warped filters, users appearing twice in the same image, or shadows without sources. In one infamous clip, a user smiles at the camera, and then a duplicate of them walks behind their reflection. Snapchat later patched the camera software, but the stories persist. One member claims the app borrows time from other places. Some Snapchat users vanish entirely, not just from the app, but from all social media. Friends report seeing final disturbing snaps, wide eyes, shaking hands, text overlays reading, "It's coming." But when they try to respond, the user is gone. No profile, no contact. In 7 such cases reported anonymously in an online forum, police reports were filed. None of the missing people have been found. All of them were heavy Snapchat users. All had complained of being watched through filters. And all vanished within a month of posting their final story. A unique filter launched in 2018 allowed users to add ambient audio. But one clip, taken in silence, generated a low-frequency hum beneath the sound. Some audio engineers who studied the file found irregular waveforms. One described it as mimicking heartbeat patterns, but not human. Within days, the filter was disabled. Those who still had access and used it reported developing nausea, headaches, and sleep disturbances. One user began hearing the hum outside of Snapchat, when their phone wasn't even on. There are rumors of a series of unlocked lenses that only activate at specific times and locations. These lenses aren't part of the official filter database, and yet users claim to have accessed them. One such lens was said to display a circle of symbols around the user's head, markings that matched occult sigils from 16th century grimoires. Snapchat denied all claims, but screenshots persist, often appearing on image boards for a few hours before being taken down. Strangely, several of these filters seem to only activate underground, in subways, basements, or bunkers. And now we reach the end, but not a conclusion. These stories were never saved, never meant to last. Yet they linger, echoes of the unexplained half-seen moments that slipped through Snapchat's fragile veil. Maybe the greatest horrors aren't what's posted, but what disappears before anyone sees it. Stories that flicker between frames, faces that blink too slow, filters that recognize things you can't see. We were told these moments were too disturbing to archive. Maybe because they were lies. Maybe because they were real. This has been Black Thread Mysteries. And if you feel like something's watching you through the camera, you're not the first.